Hi there and welcome to The Works. I'm Ben Shea.
And I'm Ben Peltier. In tonight's show, a series of concerts that aims to give young and up-and-coming musicians a chance to perform.
We also have a local exhibition about a 20th century artist for whom even a soup can could be art. He's Andy Warhol.
In our film review, turn away from that Transformers nonsense and go see Tree of Life. That's the advice of our reviewer, Gary Pollard.
First though, when artists get popular, their work gets expensive. So expensive that people like us probably can't afford it.
In one project, local artist Amy Cheung has been asking, if art's so expensive most of us can't even afford to look at it, doesn't it lose its point?
After London and New York, Hong Kong is the third largest auction centre for Sotheby's and Christie's. In April alone, Sotheby's sales in Hong Kong fetched 2 billion Hong Kong dollars. The auction of the Ulan's collection sold all 105 contemporary Chinese artworks on the block and set a record for a single owner sale, bringing in 427 million. Hong Kong has become a driving force in the global art market. Art Hong Kong 11, which ran in May, has grown by leaps and bounds and has now become an international brand under the umbrella of Swiss Art Basel. Among all the glitter at the fair this year, Amy Cheung decided to ask some fundamental questions about art.
In the context of art fair, everything is about price. And is price equal to value? So that is my question. And I want the public to be able to own a great work of art, which is not about if they can afford or not. It is about a chance. Everybody can pay $20 and purchase this chance.
A grantee of the Asian Cultural Council, Amy Cheung created this chance machine for the council's booth. She also invited 15 artists from different disciplines who are also ACC fellows to reflect on the question, can you put a price tag on value? She asked the artists to choose an object that embodied the values they believed in. She then photographed them and created these light boxes.
All these different artists, from dance, from visual art, from film, from music, they all were chasing for their dream, or they do not care, or they do not calculate about the price of their work. They calculate the value that contributes to their existence.
Amy also invited one of the best-selling Chinese contemporary artist Yu Minjun to take part. This piece by him, Good Luck in the Year of the Rabbit, is the jackpot of the chance machine. Participants at the fair purchased a chance to win the 15 light boxes and use work for $20.
I put the interview of each artist next to the prize, the light box. So you need to read through the text and find the two value words. And then, so when you find it, if you press the button and these two value words come up on the top, then you will win that light box.
Although 8 lucky members of the public did win the light boxes, the jackpot, Yu's work, remains unclaimed. Last week, the winners of the light boxes and the participating artists came together to share their experiences.
So this is the first page.
Theatre director Olivia Yan went to New York to study in 2000. While there, she wrote a number of journals documenting her travel and learning experiences. The sense of insecurity she felt there enabled her to rethink her values.
有文化根基好深嘅人咧，可能佢同文化關係好重嘅，亦都可能好糾纏嘅。至於我哋咧，其實香港人我覺得我哋好輕嘅，輕有一種能力咧，就能夠可以躍起啊，可以跳起，可以飛到好高，可以跳得好遠，可以望嘅世界可以望得好，即係跳得好高而望得好闊咁。
Artist and choir conductor Bethan Greaves won the light box containing Olivia's object, one of her New York journals.
As someone who makes art, it's definitely an interesting problem. You know, are you making it to sell it? Are you making it for yourself? And then if somebody wants to buy it, that's fine. And then you know the whole idea of how much do you charge for something that you made? That was the result of a process that you really enjoyed doing and you got a lot out of, and then to try and put a price on that is, I'm not there yet. So, yeah, You'll have to come and see me in a year or so's time.
Theatre director Frederick Mao said that his youthful dream of being an artist is what keeps him going. To him, fame, money, power, greed, position, illusions are all smoke and mirrors.
呢個相咧就係我8歲嘅時候喺上海，咁嗰時候我已經好中意睇戲，咁我父母帶我睇好多中國嘅戲曲，咁啊尤其是京劇，我唔會排斥呢個市場嗰樣嘢，但係咧你要有嗰個價值，要有個藝術嘅價值。所以我自己而家今日最關心香港咧就係講翻戲劇啦，即係戲劇嘅方面嚟講咧，我哋有好多人做啦，同埋亦有香港亦有一個機會，好多人可以試可以做，但我哋要做得更好，我哋做到真係有 market， 個 market 唔係淨係氹啲人嚟睇戲，係覺得我哋香港嘅作品係有價值嘅。
Joining in the discussion with Amy at the art fair were poet Leung Ping Kwan and art administrator and educator Oscar Ho.
影視學藝術咧，因為有呢啲市場啊、art fair 啊，咁就好似變咗嗰個錢嗰樣嘢變得好緊要。但係譬如我做譬如寫詩嗰樣嘢係完全冇市場價值嘅，我哋寫詩連稿費都攞唔到嘅，即係唔同嘅 feel 嘅人，大家通過一啲嘢去溝通啊，或者有啲共鳴啊，或者大家合作做一樣嘢出嚟。咁譬如好似合作做一個詩、音樂、舞蹈，咁嗰啲嘢可能過咗就冇咗啦。即係你唔可以攞嚿嘢出嚟賣嘅，係嘛？但係嗰樣嘢本身嗰個 value 係即係你唔可以用市場嗰樣嘢衡量，但係嗰樣嘢又 enrich 咗每個人自己創作嘅經驗。
我哋藝術圈其實就好市場主導，咁其實你睇翻呢啲 ACC 嘅 grantee 講嘅嘢咧，即係提醒翻嚟究竟你點解搞藝術嘅？咁其實藝術對你嚟講目的係乜嘢？咁當然每個人有好多唔同嘅講法，但係咧我成日都覺得就藝術就令你即係我覺得最大嘅價值就係令你呼呢希望。
As the artist in that story said, art doesn't have to be expensive or about expensive things. In the 1950s, in Britain and the United States, a group of artists decided art could be about ordinary things: comics, mass-produced objects, advertising, even soup cans.
They were the pop artists, and one of the best known, as famous for making himself famous as for his work, was Andy Warhol.
This particular painting my father did a few years after my uncle died. My father was 6 years older than Andy, and he's the older one, and Andy's the younger one. Andy was about 13 years old in this picture.
James Warhol is the son of Paul Warhol, an elder brother of the legendary pop artist Andy Warhol. He's been invited to co-create an exhibition at the Elements shopping mall featuring works by his uncle. Apart from referencing well-known Warhol pieces like the Campbell's soup cans and portraits of Marilyn Monroe, the show also features previously unpublished works by Warhol.
The way I acquired these drawings is that he used to give me all his old art supplies along with sketchbooks. And I kept these sketchbooks kind of intact all the way up until a few years ago.
James Warhol himself is an illustrator of children's books. He says many in his family, including his grandmother, were enlisted in helping Andy with his work before he set up the factory to mass produce it. James Warhol often uses his encounters with his uncle as subjects for his own work.
It shows all of us working at in his studio because he did all his early pop art paintings in his house. I'm the young boy here in the striped red shirt, and I remember this painting specifically because he asked me if I could rub on the numbers. Older brother George, he liked the stretch canvases and he learned how to do those. It's my grandmother. She was very helpful to my uncle. She did all kinds of colorgraphic work for his illustrations. My brothers and sisters were always talking about how when we hear a painting going for like $75 million, we find it so hard to believe because when we grew up, we knew these paintings and like we'd be climbing through them and looking at them.
James says this isn't the way his uncle thought art should be.
He said that quite a lot. He thought that art should be all around us, it should be accessible. He kind of mass-produced it. He used the silk screening process that allowed him to do multiples. He first started off with the soup can, and the idea was that he was painting an ordinary object. It allowed people to realize that anything can be art.
That's why Andy Warhol described his own work as deeply superficial and firmly believed in the mass production of art pieces.
He wanted people to judge his paintings just by what they saw, and he didn't want to explain them. So in a way he said, you know, they're superficial.
The pieces are on show until August 31st.